All right, what's going on, everyone? How y'all doing today on this glorious Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Losing track of days when you work from home and it becomes a little tough. They all stop blending in together. But hope you're all having a great day. Um, Foggy, rainy, dreary here up in Connecticut. But fall weather's coming. Football is among us, and we're almost 1 week away, which is exciting. But a couple PSAs, just so like I said, welcome everybody in live, YouTube, Periscope. Go follow me on Twitter, The Real Ray Yergs. Go follow my podcast. You can find it on all major platforms. It's the Just Saying podcast. Got a lot of content coming out. Got some new, released some today for the Soapbox, which is a new episode I did. A lot of stuff moving around. It's great. Feels good. I love it. So give me a follow, like, subscribe, whatever you got to do. And it'll be fun. Trust me, it'll be worth it. But so we're gonna get right into some of the updates that I got, some of the topics I want to discuss today. So as many of you may know, US Open in New York City is underway. Started on Monday. Been the first tennis major of the season since the Australian Open back in January. As many of you know, Wimbledon got canceled. French Open, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, has moved to sometime this month, sometime in September, I think. I believe that they'll be playing that. But one of my favorite tournaments, US Open. Two top guys that I love seeing play, especially Federer and Nadal. They are participating. A lot of people have decided to opt out, but still is going to make for a great tournament. Just why right now I got the Djokovic match on, and he is up 2-1 over Kyle Edmund. He is also up 2-0 in the third set, which is not a surprise. He did falter on the first set, but not a surprise. Number one ranked player, heavy favorite to win the Open, which is kind of where I was leading to and discussing about the U.S. Open with Djokovic. Clear, easy path to probably a victory, I would think, and that would grab and secure him. I believe it would be his 16th major, which is creeping closer to Nadal and Federer. And guys, I just gotta say, I'm a big time Federer fan. I don't want to see his record be broken, but I've always preached the records are meant to be broken. At the end of the day, with these three top players, with Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic, mark my words, will end up on top with the most majors. He had a couple of the up until last year, he had about a year and a half or two that he was injured. His head wasn't in it. He wasn't really playing very well. I understand he had some at home issues, I believe. But I know that he has some kids now. But at the end of the day, he really is the best tennis player. His framework, the way he moves across the court, it is very difficult to try and get a point against him. His range is unbelievable. It's better than Nadal's ever was. The way he can get to his length, everything about him really just shows as why he is so difficult to beat. And even Nadal and Federer, the three of them always go back and forth with trying, beating each other. But I mean, if anybody watched Wimbledon last year against Federer in the championship game, Federer had 2 set points at the end. And the way he battled back those 2 set points and took it to a tiebreaker all the way up to 15, it was amazing on how he came back. His durability, his fitness, everything about him is amazing. And I feel like he can play on the court for like 10 hours in a championship, and he just beats you up. It's really something to see. I enjoy. I'm a big tennis guy. I enjoy it. But at the end of the day, he is going to be up on top with the most majors. He will surpass Nadal and Federer at the end of the day. But some other news in regards to the U.S. Open. Serena did move on. A couple of good matches later tonight. There's Osaka and Georgie is playing later tonight. Pliskova, right now, who's on the court against Garcia, is down a set. Number one on the women's side is down a set and on the verge of being bounced in the second round of the U.S. Open. Very surprising there. Thought she really had a good chance to have a clear path to secure her first major since a lot of the top people weren't there. But I mean, there is some good ones. I mean, there's still a lot of good players that she still has to get through. She still has to get through Osaka. I mean, you still got Serena Williams, Madison Keys is there, Sloane Stephens is there on the women's side. So women's side is always up for grabs. It's always open. It's really hard to judge decipher who's really going to win on the women's side because there's a lot of great women tennis players out there right now. But I really thought, not because she's ranked number one, but I really thought Pliskova really did have a good chance because she has been playing a lot, especially in some exhibition matches leading up to the U.S. Open, while she was in the Czech and everything. So we'll see how that happens. She's down 2-0 now in the second set. She's got a lot of work to do to get back in this match, and it's going to be a struggle for her. That's for sure. But still a lot of great tennis going on tonight. Aside, Australian Open's my favorite, but aside from that, and then it's the U.S. Open. I love the atmosphere. I love the match times. I love when the match is like 11:30 at night because it's been just an ongoing day with long matches and everything. I love it. It's great atmosphere. No fans there this year, obviously, but hopefully they will be back next year, and I will be able to get out there. Hopefully, Federer won't retire, and he'll be able to get out there, so that way I can see him before he retires. That's one thing I want to do is to see him before he retires. But moving down the list here, we got some news in regards to baseball is going to be moving into a playoff bubble. Very smart on their part. Wouldn't have expected anything different, to be honest. That makes the most sense since you have expanded playoffs. You get the additional teams. It makes sense to just get into a couple of cities and just battle it out there. Obviously, since there's no fans, it doesn't really matter for home field advantage or anything like that. But I will say one this. So the cities that looks like that they're going to be playing the playoffs in is going to be for the National League. It's going to be Houston and Arlington, which is where the Rangers play. And for the American League, it's going to be Dodger Stadium and San Diego. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is that the National League gets stuck in 2 dome cities, while the American League gets placed into non-dome cities, okay? I can't stand the dome. I know there's a lot of people that love it. More of those stadiums are transitioning to domes. No rain, no cold, but it just doesn't feel right without a dome. Being out in the open, playing baseball, playing in a dome, it just doesn't feel right. You actually have a complete disadvantage because you don't get that air that you need to get those fly balls with humidity, hot, when it's warm out, for home runs and all that. So the American League is going to have a huge advantage with LA and San Diego, but then the National League gets stuck with Houston and Arlington. I mean, very weird. I mean, if anything, I would have just did 1-1 maybe, or just picked all outside stadiums instead. But weird selection on the cities. And then I guess the World Series is going to be played in Arlington. Listen, I'm good with the World Series being played in a dome if they want to go that way. That way you don't have to have any rainouts. You have the ability to play all the games. You don't have to reschedule the next day or 2 days in case it does rain. I mean, we've had that in the past. But it doesn't feel right. Very weird selection on the cities, but smart decision to move into a bubble. It makes the most sense. Keep everybody contained. You don't have to worry about any outbreaks or any transfers of COVID or anything like that. But it seems like baseball's got it under wraps now. Obviously, since the stadiums, the games have been playing. We're more than halfway through the season now, so we're get the month of September. We're heading right into the playoffs, so it's already coming fast. I know it's only a 60-game season, but it really did come fast. Trust me. But going to be looking forward to that. See what happens with a lot of teams. A lot of teams battling for each other. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a dogfight to the finish, guys. There's a lot of good teams out there. Tampa Bay looks like they could win the AL East. Chicago White Sox are surging. San Diego's getting better. They're going to put a dent into the Dodgers' plans. They're going to make a run for them. Phillies have been surging. If you go back to one of my update shows, and I talked about the Phillies, and I talked about how poorly they were playing and how terrible their bullpen was and how many games that they had lost in a row because of it. Since that episode, the Phillies have been surging. Okay. They have been, if I pull up their record here, I believe that they have moved into second place in the division here. Let's see. Let's get the standings. Nope. One tied for second place with the Marlins. Okay. Remember, they were 11 when I did that episode. I believe that they were 11 or 10 and 15 or something. So since then, yep, they've turned it around. 1 game above 500, 3 games back of the Braves, but it's going to be tough. Braves playing really well. But they were the favorite to win the division anyway. But looks like the Phillies are starting to get back on track. I did pick them to be the National League representation in the World Series. I did pick them to win the NL pennant. So see how that goes, how that plays out. As American League side, Twins have been struggling lately. Like I said, White Sox surging. They're tied. The White Sox are tied for first place with Cleveland right now. Tied for first place, a game and a half above the Twins. Even the Tigers are playing really well. That's what you get with a shortened season. There's going to be a lot of teams battling towards the end with trying to get those playoff spots. And right now, there's a lot of teams in the hunt. They're all right there. And then you look in the AL East, my Red Sox are a good 12 and a half games back of the Tampa Bay Rays. Woo, man, we're going to make a run. We're going to win every game this month. And we're going to end up finishing in first place. No, I'm just kidding. They hope they don't win the rest of the season. I hope they lose every game the rest of the season, get a top draft pick. That's what we want to get. We want to rebuild that farm system, get some good young players in here for next season when it really matters, because Chris Sale will be back and the rest of the team and the pitching will get better too. So hopefully that they don't win. That's for sure. But aside from that, I mean, the only division to me that's really, if I'm looking here, the only division to me that might be a lock could really be the NL Central. Chicago Cubs. Yeah, Chicago Cubs, 3 games above the Cardinals, but I mean, what is that? Doesn't really matter, Cubs have been playing really good ball. They just got better, made some trades. So it'll be fun. Get this out here. Hashtag. Get this out here. Bear with me here. All right. So, moving down, a couple more topics to discuss before we head on out. I'll be honest. Gonna give a little bit of NBA recap, but I'm going to be honest. I have not watched 1 minute of the NBA since the boycotts last week. You could say what you will about. I'm just tired of seeing like political stuff getting thrown in your face when I'm trying to watch sports. I mean, if I want something political, I'll just go to Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or C-SPAN or whatever outlet that covers the news. I'm tired of the political stuff. Let's get over it. I mean, let's move on and just play some sports for once without having to talk about anything in regards to something political. I mean, people complain, people are going to say what they want, but a lot of people in this country just want to get away from that stuff. In the sports tends to unite us in those situations. But it gets thrown in our face. I just don't really want to deal with that right now. But and I'm not really that interested, to be honest, with the NBA right now. Just really not. But I know, Denver prevailed last night in Game 7 against the Jazz. I mean, they almost blew it. They had a 20-point lead. I did check in on the scores. They almost blew that. They had to go down to the wire, but they prevailed. Another Game 7 tonight. Houston and OKC. Listen, I'm going to be brutal. Houston is the one team I cannot stand in the NBA. I don't like Harden. I can't stand Westbrook. And I really hope that OKC prevails tonight. I won't be watching it, but I will check the scores as I do daily. I really do hope OKC wins it and Chris Paul gives them a big fuck you to them at the end of the game. Looks right into Westbrook's face. Harden's face, and says, "Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I made it further and you're going packing." That's what I hope he does. I like Chris Paul. And I actually think that they do beat them. I do think OKC beats them tonight. Go look at the stats. I mean, Harden doesn't play well in Game 7s. Has never won a Game 7. Westbrook's never won a Game 7. I mean, their style of play, iso ball. I mean, let's just face the fact. Let's just end Houston now. Get D'Antoni fired because he's not going to make it past this season anyway. Especially if they lose tonight. They might keep him if they go, and because they're going to end up playing the Lakers after this round, but they're not going to make it past the Lakers. I know everybody wants to see them play in the ratings and blah, 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 and all that stuff, but it'll be a better matchup. But, Houston's not beating LA. They're just not. Just put a stop to it. Let OKC play them and let that OKC get run out of the gym because, but to be honest, OKC probably has a better chance because they actually play defense. That's one thing you have to learn to do when you play basketball is you have to play defense. Houston doesn't do that. Houston doesn't play defense. And that's why they're out. That's why they are where they're at right now. But I'm taking OKC. I hope they run them out the door tonight. I hope they run them out the gym. I hope they beat them by like 30 points. 30 points. That'd be amazing. You see Westbrook and Harden go crying off the basketball court. That'd be amazing. But Heat beat the Bucks. No surprise there, to be honest. Bucks really aren't that great of a team. You can say what you will on that. That's just my opinion. Celtics go up 2-0 against the Raptors. No surprise there, to be honest. The way Boston's been playing, they really are clicking on all cylinders. 2-0 lead. It's huge for them, and playing really good ball. But OKC tonight, they win Game 7. I hope they they run them out the gym. Because I just want to see Harden and Westbrook cry off the court. Be great. Let me get this in here. All right, we'll get that. We'll end the show. Got just a couple more minutes here. Like I do, I always like to try and throw out another random topic or a couple of topics or whatever it is. Today's random topic. So today, we'll go back to the asteroids again, since I did one of those random topics a couple of weeks ago. We'll go back to the asteroids. I saw a report today from NASA breaking news. Asteroid two times the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza, set to fly by the United States. Okay, set to fly 2 times. That's big. Now the last one that they did, they just talked about a refrigerator size, and it was all ends of the earth, and it's going to end humanity and everything, because that's what NASA likes to do. They like to put those. They like to feel important and put those big things out there. But this one's twice the size of the Pyramid of Giza. That's huge. That's huge. And I'd be worried. I really would be. I'd be worried if I were you. That's a huge asteroid that's going to be flying by the Earth. But here's the thing. The flyby is about 4 million miles away. 4 million miles away. And we're worried. When people are like, breaking news. Pyramid twice the size of Giza is going to be flying by. You're fucking 4 million miles away, though. Earth's fucking closer than that. Too funny. These NASA reports with these asteroids, it gets me going. I fucking love it. It's hilarious. But that's the only random topic that I was able to find today. Not too much random topics, but I'll have some other good random topics for the next episode. But I'm Ray Yergs. I'm going to head on out of here. I hope you'll all have a great night, wherever you may be, wherever you are. Enjoy it. Take some time to yourself. Trust me, it's well worth it. All right, guys? Enjoy.